All right, what is up, fans? We are back for another episode of The Fan in the End. I'm your host, as always, Stephen Rochelle, being joined by the big man to the right of me, Mr. Ben Troop, JB down below, and our guest for this morning is the one and only Jordan Spector, painter to the stars here in the Philadelphia area, and he does a whole lot more than that. First off, Jordan, appreciate the time this morning. How's everyone doing today?
Doing good. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Definitely a pleasure. How you feeling today, Ben?
Man,
your Florida Gators basketball team won the national championship. Couldn't be happier, right?
Of course, I got the hat. Listen, I'm surrounded by Eagles, so me being, the Falcons fan, I don't really have nothing to talk about during the season. I have to see Jordan walking around, going up to Saquon, and Saquon Saquon Barkley has everything, right? And then Jordan goes, "Let me show you this, though." He's like, "Oh man, and Jordan is a Eagles fan, two-time Super Bowl champ, and I'm coming for you, Gilly. I know you're the biggest Eagles fan, but I'm coming for you, Gilly. You can't dance either. Anyway. No, man, I'm feeling good. Happy that my Gators got the dub on Monday night. They doing their thing right now in Gainesville. I've got some invites down there. I said, "Are y'all gonna fly me in?" Like, no. Well, I'm not coming. I'm just gonna look at it from afar. Congratulations, but no, man, I'm happy to have Jordan on because I want to get into some of these portraits, man. I mean, I got some friends that can paint. Jordan can draw a freaking
one of those. Here's one of the one he did with Lane. Look at this thing.
Oh, that was a while back. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, Jordan, we got you on though. It's like, what have you been painting your whole life? Is something you've always done?
Yeah, so the cliche saying, I've been doing this since the age I could pick up a pencil is definitely true. That probably goes for most artists. It's just a knack and a hobby throughout your life. And I definitely get the God-given talent through my father, who's also a talented artist, but he never cultivated it to be a career. But I learned a lot of my artistic knowledge and skills from him growing up. So I never went to art school, never had, a full-on education for art, but you really don't need it if you have the God-given talent for it. It's just about mastering your craft and working on it day over day, year over year. And that's what I've done.
Now, you also played football. You're a Temple guy, aren't you?
Yep. Yeah, I played football growing up and in high school, and then I was a walk-on at Temple, which definitely ties into my story a little bit of transitioning back from football to art. But I played at Temple for 2 years, and I got hurt. Yep.
The coulda, shoulda, wouldas of life, right, my friend?
Yeah. But, everything happens for a reason, for sure. So there's always a silver lining, I like to say.
Now, as Ben was mentioning, you've already worked with a lot of the guys in the area, both, a lot of the Eagles stuff, obviously, Lane, Kelsey, Saquon, stuff like that. But I also seen some stuff you working with Bo Nichols there, the Penn State guy. We have a lot of combat sports guys in the area. We're going to see anything of Sean Brady anytime soon or anything like that?
It's ironic, actually. I actually tried reaching out to him on, I think, Instagram so far and proposed the idea. Haven't heard anything back, but I'm sure our paths will collide soon enough. I would love to do something with him, though, being a Philly guy. So that same idea already came to my mind for sure.
Yeah, he's awesome. I've said it for 7-8 years now. He's going to be a UFC champion at some point in time.
Yeah, I mean, he's beaten big time opponents, so I think that he definitely can make it to the top. Working with Bo was awesome as well. I'm a UFC fan in general, so it's been cool to tap into that market a little bit. So yeah, I'm excited to continue doing more UFC projects, hopefully.
Hope to see it, man. I mean, I know, like, obviously you don't just stay to the Philadelphia area. Anyone who's paid attention to your work, you have some stuff with Joe Burrow, with Jaden Daniels, stuff like that. Who are some of the guys that you like to, you'd like to work with? Obviously we just talked about the UFC, but who are some athletes you would love to kind of get to collaborate with?
Well, there's a lot of Eagles guys that I've already worked with that I really wanted to work with, and hope to do more projects with them. So a lot of those were at the top of my list. It'd be cool to work with other Philly guys like Harper or Maxey. And I'm trying to make something happen with Kelsey as well. I've done some stuff with him, but nothing like, significant. So I'd especially love to do like a trading card project with him. Outside of Philly,
I gotta pull that one up, right? The one where you got the one here in Iraq, but that's the Brian Dawkins card that you had done.
Yeah, yep, that was the first ever Immortals project we did. That was with B-Doc, who was, in my mind, the best person to start with and to kick things off with. So who better than B-Doc?
But yeah, we're gonna get into it. If you don't know if you've seen Ben's reaction,
what I'm trying to say is, I mean, what about lowering the scale some, Jordan? Now, everybody ain't no Brian Dog, because I played against him. I got knocked the hell out by him. So, I mean, that's my B-Dog. But I'm saying, how do you if this has been player, like he wasn't a big time star, if he wanted to say, hey man, to be honest with you, I just want I'm looking at these names, I'm looking at, you know what I'm saying, Nate Harrison, Rock Shane, Tavon Young, what would it take? People can look at my name and go, how the hell did he get on there? Because Jordan put me on there. Don't get mad at me, Malcolm Jenkins. I'm just saying to the people like myself because Jordan, I've been following your work for a minute. Because when you see an art, you type in art, I want to look for an artist. And I'm looking at yours, I'm like, ain't nobody paint that. Look at, he painted that. And I'm looking, I'm seeing them. Immortals, because here's the thing, you do something like Immortals, right? Because people don't get this. You say I got an Immortals thing, and you start putting it. When guys see that, they go, wait a minute, man, how did you? They talking to B-Dog, dude. How did you become? B-Dog is B-Dog. I'm not questioning his pedigree at all. What made you do an Immortals thing to say, listen, man, I'm gonna start my thing called Immortals, and if you ain't one, I hope to be one day. But how did you even start a concept like that?
Yeah, so I mean, I've traditionally done art. That's my bread and butter, canvas, print, murals, stuff like that. But the trading card world in general was something I took notice of like 2020, 2021, when Topps, which is really the biggest card brand out there, they started doing these artist collaborations. And I had never seen that before. And I wasn't ever really that big in trading cards, to be honest, especially like sports trading cards. I collected, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was a kid, like kind of more nerdy stuff. But seeing that, I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. And never really got looped into any of those projects, but it gave me a little inspiration to want to say, well, what if I just do this myself? Like, how could I create my own market, create my own brand doing these trading cards? And I'd seen a couple little one-off artist collaborations like that. So I really spent probably over a year on and off trying to figure out how I can tap into that market, and more importantly, how can I build a blueprint around creating not only the cards, but the packaging that goes behind it, all the components that pull it together to make one final product, to really create a full-on experience opposed to just a card in a pack, right? So that was my hope and my goal, and a lot of people that do collect the cards definitely seem to feel that way. They feel the experience, they feel the quality of what it is they're collecting. So that was really my build up to that, and also leveraging, what athletes I've already worked with that I have a good relationship with, and Dawkins was definitely one of them. So he was a no-brainer for me, even if I hadn't known him, to say B-Doc is one of the best that I could possibly launch this off with, and given the past history of him being a huge Marvel fan and feeling like he'd be really into this type of a product that really captures his legacy in one piece of artwork. So I actually have one here on my desk, the Immortals 1 this is the first. It feels like so long ago now. This is the very first Immortals release. The boxes, in my opinion, have become way better than this, but even this is kind of just the classic first model. When you open it up, it's got the foil writing at the top. One of my favorite Dawkins quotes: "Respect is not given, it is earned. Doggone it." And then you got a certificate of authenticity in there. When you take that out, you've got the trading card. So this was like the first ever release, and now we're on to our 9th or 10th project here in 2025. But so this was a special one, and that was really the progression of all that, how it came to be.
Oh,
we're gonna see something with AJ or something. Go ahead, Ben.
No, hold on. Listen, I know Steve will probably going to get some art. Listen, I don't know how the hell this is going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. And I don't really want a lot of things. I mean, I'm a country boy, man. I'm easy going. I wear beads. I want one of those. No. Because as a former player, right, I didn't win no Super Bowls. I wasn't on B-Dog level. I played against him, called a touchdown pass against him. But yeah. Jordan, do you know what you doing? Like, do you know what you just did? Like, hold on because the reason why guys don't do the trading cards like we used to is because when I was younger, it was big. Topps was big.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of cards, and my kids look at that stuff and go, When Daddy gets that, I'm gonna say, hey, gather around, mere normal, ordinary people. Let me show you this. I'm gonna say, oh, what's this? This got Immortal on it. Is that what they say? You got the packaging. So do you get a quote from them and you put it in like that? You get a quote from them?
Sometimes, or I'll find something that I like and make sure they're cool with it. But for Brian, that was like my favorite quote growing up, and I ran it by him as part of the process. And some guys as well, like when I start this process, I'm like, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? They'll just be like, hey, like, I want you to have all creative freedom. I'll love whatever you do. Whereas someone like Dawkins is like pretty detailed and really wanted to have his input on what it is that was a part of the product.
You can do whatever you want to do. If you did one for me, I don't care. I wouldn't. You wouldn't have me call you saying that's not gonna work, Jordan. No. I need bragging rights as I get older, man. My wife don't think I'm somebody. She be like, "You all right?" You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm trying to tell you, I got it. Now she gonna be like, "Why you keep looking at that card every night?" Because it got Immortal on it. You better take your Immortal behind.
Hey, listen, I could definitely do a one-off card for anybody. That's for sure. It's a matter of like someone like Dawkins making 2,020 cards. What does that cost? How many are we selling? There's a whole business side to it that takes a lot of important.
What happens when you do a one-off card and then people see it and they go, "Hey, man, I want to purchase something like that." I said, "Would you? Would you?" All right, well, we're always trying to grow. I mean, my brand is going to be more University of Florida because obviously it's such a huge brand going there. But I ain't play at Georgia. That's why I ain't go to Philly. Well, I got to play defense for Georgia to go to Philly. Right. You play defense for Georgia, you go to Philly. No, I mean, just seeing something like that. Just seeing. I went to the College Football Hall of Fame recently. And I felt like a kid in there, man. It's like a grown man's amusement park in there. It's great. So seeing something like that, though, that's one of the type of things to where, people come to your crib, they looking at your jerseys, whatever. They looking at helmets. They go, "Hey, man, what is this Immortal thing? Why is it in a case? With a lock on it? Don't touch that. That's exclusive right there. That's Smithsonian, Hall of Fame type. They say you are Immortal.
That'd be amazing to do something with Hall of Fame.
Hey, man. Hey, well, listen. If you need me to put in a good word, I live in Atlanta. I can go in there and say, "Listen, y'all need to talk to Jordan." And then when you talk to Jordan, tell him, "I want an Immortal card." Just tell him.
Well, if you could imagine, what could be cool is we do a whole like Immortals pack release, right? Where you got you in there, you got every other Hall of Famer from your class. Essentially, you do like a 2024 or 2025 pack release. We do it every year type thing. Like, there's so many cool.
You know what? I got it because I'm not going to a lot of Hall of Fame. Let me just tell you that. But I am in the Florida Georgia Game Hall of Fame. So I am a Florida Georgia Game Hall of Famer, and we get these. They give us like the little bus, like they do in the real Hall of Fame. But outside of a luncheon, and I appreciate it, guys. That's it. You talking about immortal? You can have when we have potentially the Florida Georgia game immortal series, or as you can tell, University of Florida is the only team that has 3 national championships of football, 3 national championships of basketball. Guys like Al Horford, Joakim Noah, Tim Tebow, stuff like that. Hey man, who knows, man? I don't know if the college thing could be your thing, but you talking about a total different world, Jordan.
No, listen, I've wanted to tap into that, especially now with NIL and everything that entails, but just haven't really got there yet. But I'm hoping to do some projects in the college space. And you're definitely right. I know that the Georgia-Florida matchup is a big one. So one of the biggest.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, we were talking about rivalries a few months ago, and Ben absolutely he's like, "Listen, y'all don't know nothing about this rivalry." So
I mean, listen, I'm not taking nothing away from Ohio State, Michigan, the game. I'm not taking nothing away from that. But athletes, what gets us going is having something that's exclusive. That's why when you go to Hall of Fame, you get a gold jacket. I don't even know what color it is in college. I'm not getting either one of them, so I don't know what either color of them. But I think that, like Brian Dawkins is such a. The fact that they gave him 2 lockers, he's Weapon X, he don't cuss. I played against Brian Dawkins one time, and when we played against him, Lindell White got hit by him. So he hit Lindell White. And when he got up off the ground, Lindell was cussing at him. And Brian Dawkins started talking to him in tongues, right? It scared Lindell White to death. Now, mind you, I know B-Dawg. I know he's from Jacksonville with the Range. He's the only Hall of Famer from Clemson. So, but what made it funny was he was talking in tongues before the game, during the game, after the game, in the shower, whatever. But Lindell don't really know that. He's a Denver kid, went to USC. So the thing was, Lindell think he's doing something when B-Dawg, he got this dark vibe, you can't see his eyes.
Yeah.
And when he started talking in tongues, Lindell White runs to the sideline and says, and he telling the ref, and y'all need to talk to that dude. Did y'all hear him? He kept saying that dude possessed. Like, what you mean? and the funny thing was, B-Dawg make every play on defense. He kept hitting Lindell. And finally, I said, he just talking in tongues. Lindell like, what the hell is that? Listen, dude, I just play football. I don't know what y'all do on this side of the world. It was just B-Dawg is here, man. He's a cool dude.
That's funny. I gotta try and tell him that story actually.
Listen, he gonna be like, who? He's like, I speak to everybody.
I don't think I ever heard that he would like talk in tongues.
Oh yeah, man. He do it before the game. I know he talked to the football. Throw the football.
Yeah, the ball and just talking to himself. But yeah, tongues is something I guess I haven't heard as much. But that makes sense for the state of mind he's in that moment.
I already said that. I still think the best is when they started doing the top 100 players, and then Takeo Spikes talking about when he was. I still think that's like the best quote of anyone. And the funny thing is, Takeo only played with him 2-3 years, I think.
Yeah.
Just the way he told it, he's a very animated person, and the way he like exemplified it was great. I couldn't agree more.
Taking people's soul. You tell a player, I'm gonna take his soul. What? Like Tequila, because I could just sit there saying, wait, you gonna do what? And mind you, when you're getting ready to go up against the Eagles, you already know B-Dawg. You got B-Dawg, you got the other, Lito Shepherd. I played with Lito in Florida, but there is only one B-Dawg. As great as the Eagles got too many players to name. Javon Curse, Trotter, the list goes on and on and on. There is only one number 20. And I ain't never seen nothing like it, man. He like a little piece of steel. When you're looking at him, he got oil all on his arms. But at the same time, he's a hell of a football player. He'll hit you and say, "Ooh, I know that hurt. I'm gonna hit you again," and they throw it to you again. So I just appreciate it. When I scored a touchdown against him, I was like, I'm like, after the game, I'm like, my bad, Mr. Dawg. I'm calling him Mr. Dawkins. It's all good. It's like, I don't know, man. He's the type of player you wish you would have been blessed enough to play with, because playing against him ain't good for your physical. It's just not good.
I can imagine. Yeah, one of the most vicious hitters of all time, no doubt about that.
I'll never forget the Mike Vick hit. That's one of I was like, angry for a second, and the next thing I know, I'm like, oh, Brian Dawkins just murdered a man.
I don't know. I don't know what's better, that one or the Alge Crumpler one.
Yeah, Alge Crumpler.
It's a coin flip. I think the Crumpler one, because like that just set the tone. We got this game.
Yeah, either those, and the third will be the suplex that was a penalty.
Yeah. No.
Never forget that one.
Who did he fly? He flew with somebody.
That was a giant. That was a Giants game.
That's what inspired this card. Actually, was the flying tackle. And I told him all about that, because there's actually no image that exists from this angle. From like if pretend you're seeing it happen in real time, like this is what it would have looked like. So there's no actual picture of that, just a video. So I wanted to recreate the moment. That's what I did with this artwork. So that's probably like number 4 for me. Then is that flying tackle.
Oh yeah, he's a Brian Dawkins. To me, most players think of doing stuff. They're not crazy enough to do it. No, he's gonna. Cause to me, I think he goes, look, man, I don't like the only player that not like him but didn't care about his body was like Malcolm Jenkins. Like these guys, they'll do all kind of stuff. But the thing about B-Dawk, man, it's like when I used to talk to Lito Sheffield about it, I said, man, what is he like, man? He go, this dude, man. He said he's the most mild-mannered. He don't really do it. He said, game day, he turned into somebody. Like during the week, he's talking to you real low, real soft-spoken. They say he put that 20 on his chest, and it's like, get out of his way. Don't. He when he say things like all I want is all you got, hell yeah, I can play. What? All I want is all you got. Can you feel that beating in your heart? I'm like, I don't even play for what the hell is going on? But it's like that to me. How can you not want to go to war with a guy like that? And like I said, I ain't scored a lot of touchdowns when I was in the NFL, but I scored against Brian Dawkins in Philly. That was a game that Donovan McNabb got hurt. He tore his ACL on our sideline. Brian Dawkins will say, on his next play, I'm going to hit him in between his vertebrae. Bam! He'll hit you right there. I'm going to hit him in between his rib cage. Boom. I think he's saying this. He'll say, listen, he like a boxer. He going to keep punching at you. And right when you go, he'll go, I'm going to get that ball out. And then he going to jump about the field. He don't get tired. He blowing at – did he say he blowing at kickers? They missing – I don't know. Brian Dawkins, man, he going to be a Netflix special. Man, get out of here. He's Detroit. When he went to Denver, I cried. I said, he's leaving, dude. Like, he ain't gonna be in Philly. Yeah. And I know he was on that Philly radio station crying. Hey man, he's Philly's favorite son. I mean, I know they got.
I think one of his most special moments for him was when he came back to Philly, and the reception he had for that was like nothing you'll ever see again. You know, I mean, everybody rocking Denver Broncos jerseys just because he's there.
Hallelujah.
It is the only time that a Philadelphia fan would have gotten away with wearing an opposing team's jersey. The only time.
Right. Yeah. The only time. I agree.
And Andy Reid, like, hey man, I gotta get a finance. I can't stay. I don't know, man. It's the NFL. When you talk about loyalty and having fans that really fall in love with certain players for certain reasons. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, T.O. was popular. Donovan McNabb was super popular, as he should have been. Randall Cunningham, and the list goes on and on. When B-Dawk walk in the building, that's royalty right there. That's him. You ain't gonna say nothing to him.
Yeah, he is, but as we're speaking of royalty in Philadelphia, I think Brandon Graham has kind of stolen a little bit of that. You know, over the last 7 years or so. Obviously, just retired. Is that Jordan? Is that somebody you want to get on a card? Get that strip sack on there.
All right, I already did that last year.
See, Jordan said, how do you go through your process of saying, okay, I got Jalen Carter, I got Jalen Hurts, I got AJ Brown. AJ Brown gonna be the only card with a mannequin. He got mannequin cards because he got mannequins in his house. Then you got Devonta Smith. Then you got Nolan Smith. I mean, how do you? Would you still do a collab with a Chauncey Gardner-Johnson even though he's moved on to Houston now?
Well, so our latest release and ongoing release is our LAX Champions set. So I began that last month, and the first 9 guys we did included CJ Gardner-Johnson.
Okay.
And the way I did that as well, it's kind of all based on the opportunities I have where, you know how it works, Ben. Like
Yeah.
there's an autograph signing that you get contracted to do. And that was probably the only opportunity I was going to have to work with him before he wasn't available again. I didn't know he was going to get traded, but that's why I got like him done, Josh Sweat, a couple other guys that it was like a one-off contract. So, and now this month we're ongoing releasing. We did Milton Williams. We're doing another one this week. And then we're going to keep that going all month long and really all year long until I hopefully can get basically the whole team done is the goal. So it's a big ongoing project. And then we're going to have some larger one-off projects. Like I have another one I'm doing with Brandon Graham that's probably going to come out in June. And we're doing one probably with Devontae Smith as well in June. And then hopefully some other big projects for next season. So to your point in the very beginning, yes, I do a lot of Philly stuff. It's hard sometimes to break out of the Philly shell, just because
it's all good. You don't got to
such a great sports city. We got the best.
I'm just happy you ain't from Cleveland, because if you was from Cleveland, good God.
Yeah, that's
in Cleveland. He would do a card of all the jersey names of quarterbacks.
Oh yeah. But listen, I got. If you got Immortals, oh my God, But at the same time, I'm happy that it's people like yourself out there, Jordan, because I don't think you know what you're doing for these players, but I think you kind of seeing what makes players tick. Like, yeah, man, we want to get awards, but stuff like this is what. Like, this is what you brag about. Let me show you. Like, when people come in your house, they want to see stuff. Let me show you something. What? It's going to be to the point where your Jordan stuff at? Oh, that's right. You don't got anything. I don't want to see cut the
you know what's funny?
All that kind of stuff. It's cool, but come on.
It's funny. I was on Twitter yesterday. I had an Eagles fan follow me, and it was just like we were bullshitting back and forth. And next thing you know, he's like, "Oh, you're gonna have Jordan on tomorrow?" He's like, "I got like 15 different of his prints in my man cave." I'm like, "Oh, 15! Awesome. Holy crap!"
Oh, we love that stuff, man. The artist. Chad Ochocinco was a person that when he used to have art in his house, what starts happening is when you see it how it's supposed to look, you go, well, if it don't look like that, I'm not gonna get it. Like, you want to get it, but you want somebody saying who made that, like, wow, not like who the hell made that. Like, it wanted to be like I say, Jordan. Listen, not if, when this Florida Georgia Immortal series comes out, I'm gonna tell every Florida Georgia legend, you better be lucky I reached out to Jordan.
I'm gonna need your help on it. I'm gonna need your help.
I'm here.
I think those cards are amazing. Why haven't somebody like Topps or whoever reach out to you and try to set up an annual series, regardless if it's football, baseball, whatever? Like, that's something you would entertain?
Oh, definitely entertain it. I've been waiting for years for them to contact me. It's part of the motivation behind me doing this, to be honest with you. They did the very first one that I saw them do with artists was called Topps 2020, and then they did Topps 70, then they did Topps 100 year after year. And I knew a couple artists that they did have on Topps 70, and I met more artists through the project, but they never did anything with me specifically. Maybe they didn't feel I was big enough yet. Maybe I didn't have a big enough following yet. Stuff like that. Who knows? But I love Topps. I love the product they put out. I buy a lot of their stuff. But as far as them working directly with me, that hasn't happened yet. But of course, if they come to me and say, "Hey, can we have you do an exclusive whatever with this athlete?" Absolutely. I'm always open to that. But and I hate when people like try to compare my cards to like Topps or someone like that, because I treat and look at my cards as collectibles is really the proper term. I don't even like the word trading card as much, because it's really a small piece of artwork, right? It's a collectible. It's not just a trading card in a pack. So that's how I try to portray it and have it feel when you're holding it in your hand.
Well, I definitely want to situate something between me and you. I got a Kelsey jersey. I want to get some of your art, and I got it signed about 2-3 years ago. Definitely want to see if I can get it on over to you and get some of your artwork up on my walls too. Because I got a lot of collectibles, autographs, I think I'm sitting at about 8 or 9 jerseys now that I still got to get framed. So
yeah, we all have that, right? It's tough to get them all done, but I appreciate that. Definitely, anything you're thinking of in the future, let me know.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's like I know Ben wants to get his stuff.
Yeah, we going. No, I got to make sure Jordan. No, Jordan, you are big enough. That's why they haven't reached out. Because what happens is when these companies, because obviously this is going back to my NFL days, they don't like it when people outside the company come up with something better than they did. Because they got to give you the credit. Like, look, man, I came up. Man, we come up with the Immortals. It's like, and I'll never understand that. If I'm a big company and I got a Jordan, I'm like, look, man, Jordan, how can we collab this thing, man? Because I don't need all the credit. I'm tops already, or I'm upper deck. Whatever. I'm already these things. I'll never. That's why when it comes to me and Steve and people like us, man, we here to make sure No, you him now. Trust me. I don't. When it comes to art, we know how it's supposed to look. We can't do it, but when we see it, when I'm looking at you, I'm just going through X. I'm like, all right, there go Jordan. All hell, there go Saquon. And when I said, God, like. I mean, Saquon, I'm not saying he can't get anything he wants, but he can't get that. Not the way you did. He's like this. You look at it. You see how he look at the picture and look at you like, dude, you did this? Hell yeah, I did this. It's like to me, those are the things that players gonna remember because when you sitting in your man cave or wherever you are, there, man. I mean, who did this picture? He ain't gonna say that was Joe. He goes, oh, that's my guy Jordan. Yeah. We work together. You instantly become a part of the fam when we get your stuff or whatever. But nah, man. I will say this. You are big enough. It's just the fact that you good as hell at what you do. They're like, dude, because if what you do supersedes what they've been doing, they're going to have to adjust. They can't even go back once people see something. So, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. Sometimes, man, your brand is bigger than these big brands. These big brands are very, very stagnant. They're very, very, hard-headed when it comes to moving forward because there ain't no new thoughts coming out of there. They like, hey man, our tradition here is you need to learn how to adjust and adapt to what people. Because in Florida, they still do trading card conventions every month in Jacksonville, where they come together and people are still in there buying. People coming in there with like 10,000 cash, walking away with Joe Montana rookie card. It's you still got a trading card community, but I'll bust up in there just to show them, and then how much for the Immortal? It's not for sale. I just want to show you I'm on a different level than y'all. So y'all go ahead with y'all collectibles. This is a Jordan collector.
He's not as little as you think. I've been seeing his work. Obviously.
I know who Jordan is. Let me tell you something. I've ex-stalked Jordan going through all this stuff. I'm like, because all I keep saying is, God, like. I'm like, he just said, I knew you were going to put the backward jump on there, which is with Saquon. Saquon is a cheat code.
I still think the divisional championship game one in the snow with Saquon, that's the one I like the most. I mean, I mean, everyone loves the reverse jump at this point in time, but I think as far as the ones he's done over the last year, that has to be my favorite.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite from the entire season as well, just because I was there to witness it. And just the way it came together for me afterwards, like it was a special one for sure.
Wait a minute. I got it. Is Howie a part of the Immortals?
He is. Yeah. He was a part of the first 9 that we did. So I've actually got a Nick Sirianni one here with me. This one we did of Nick. This one is not autographed by him, but
I'm all blurry over here.
Yeah.
And he got one with Howie with the stogie in his mouth. Well, just so you know,
one of the Milton ones here.
Man, listen, you don't look. You preach it to the choir now. I mean, I've seen them.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say, listen, Howie Roseman tells other GMs, do y'all got a car? Do y'all got an Immortal car? Because y'all down here and I'm up here.
He did a great job doing it to himself after getting nailed in the head with a beer bottle during the Eagles parade, which created.
I thought it was funny. The funniest thing about that was afterwards, someone was like, "You missed that." He's like, "Missed it." He was like, "Wait a minute." He's like, "I didn't even know it was gonna be thrown at me. What do you mean? Like I got bad hands or something?" Like, no. I didn't even know it was being thrown at me.
Only Philly fans. Somebody like, man, don't throw it. I've already thrown it, and I got good aim too. Bam, God, it's like, hey man, Philly fans.
He literally bleeds for this city. Seriously,
he sure does.
Yeah.
Oh man. So before we get ready to wrap it up, man, Jordan, I want to give you a chance to kind of give you the floor. Anyone who comes across this would want to reach out to you, player, fan, whatever, and have some work done. Kind of give them, let them know where to go, where to reach out to you to kind of get an opportunity to work with you.
Yeah, well, you could check out a lot of my work on my Instagram or Twitter at Spector_art. At Jordan Spector Art on Facebook. My website is spectorsportsart.com, where you can find a lot of the past projects I've done as well, trading cards, paintings, things of that nature. But you can reach out, direct message on the platforms or our website. We have a contact us page. So, always open to new opportunities, and definitely hit me up.
Like I said, I definitely want to when I get ready to frame this Kelsey jersey, I want to give it to you first. So get the numbers painted and get some of Kelsey's greatest moments kind of in there. I mean, some of the stuff I've seen you do, like you even painting footballs and stuff like that. Like it, I don't think there's anything you can't do when it comes to that stuff. So I mean, I really hope that you get to this point where hopefully you're getting flooded with it. You have to tell people, hey, you're gonna have to wait a few weeks, wait a few months before I can even get to this.
Yeah, I am pretty selective with jobs these days, just because I already have so much on my plate. But I still do take on some commission projects and stuff.
One more before I let you go. Obviously, I want to get an Eagles stuff out of you and all that. But I just came across this one over the last few days that there's a rumor going around now that they're gonna make the Eagles do Hard Knocks.
I saw that too. Yeah.
What do you think about that? That they're gonna make teams do Hard Knocks, regardless if it's us or not. Making a team do that is kind of wild.
Yeah, I think it is wild from the standpoint of these are grown men out here working, and they should have the say of if they want to be a part of that or not. So I can understand if. I mean, I don't know if in some way they're all getting paid from this too, but to force it on a team sucks. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, I think a lot of us would love to see it, but at the same time, you kind of know, it's like we all would have loved to see Saquon break that record.
Yeah.
But there was a bigger purpose of not doing it, which was the Super Bowl, and it feels the same way for Hard Knocks. It'd be cool maybe, but how big of a distraction is it? So yeah.
They want to have Hard Knocks. It gets a bad rep for having real bad teams that don't do anything in the regular season. So it's good theater. You got Chicago, Miami, and Kansas City, and all the. So what they're saying is they're trying to break. It's kind of like when Calvin Johnson was on the front cover of Madden and he broke the receiving record to get the next year, because they used to say it was a Madden curse. You can be on the front cover of Madden. And what they're really saying is people are tired of seeing teams that are not relevant. Yeah, I do not want to see the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray. I don't want to see. And I think what it really is too, Harry Roseman is saying, dude, we can give you the blueprint. You still got to beat us.
I think they should do the Chiefs again so that they can make it all the way and then lose again.
Listen, I will say this: when it comes to personalities on this team, I think you're gonna see AJ and Devontae and Jalen Hurts and Saquon and Jalen Carr. You're gonna see it, but I don't know. I don't agree with making a team do it. But if you're gonna make a team do it, I'd rather it be the Eagles, because at least they're intriguing. If somebody said we're going to make the Carolina Panthers do it, well, we're not watching it. So you can make them do it all day. I think that people want to know about Jalen Hurts for real. They want to really know about this guy. They really want to know.
You're gonna have a tough time pulling that out of him.
Oh, listen. He is.
Right.
Listen. What is it? I had a purpose way before y'all had an opinion. His quotes are just, and keep your lady away from him. Like, I want to go see the Eagles practice. No, the hell we're not going. You better watch them on TV because as soon as we got that, she go, Jalen, we're going back to the car. We're not doing it. But no. If I would love to see a Hard Knocks with with the Eagles. I think it's going to be action packed, and we'll finally get to realize that AJ Brown does not really. He has a Honda Accord. That is not the car he drives. I'm so sick. Look at what he drives. This guy he has a room with mannequins in him. You think he drives a Honda Accord?
I'm sure he has an Accord and did drive it. There's nothing wrong with that, but he definitely has other cars.
Exactly. So Jordan, when you
he even said himself, he has like Ferrari and then this and that. Like,
of course,
that's expected.
When you go to his house and you're doing his trading car stuff, you be like, "Why you got the Honda Accord out front?" That's fine. I mean, you got like an 8-car garage over
there. Yeah, if he pulls up to our meeting in a Honda Accord, I'll be like, "Man, what's going on?"
I guarantee you the reason why players do that now is what happened to C.J. Gardner-Johnson his first season here. They stole his car, remember?
Oh, okay. Now, I get that driving through but here's the thing, too, right? If you did steal his whatever, Rolls Royce, your friend's like, bro, you didn't tell us. This is A.J. Brown. We got to pull over, man. It's A.J. Brown.
Oh, man.
That's crazy.
Any last question before we let Jordan?
Oh man, like I said, Jordan, I'll definitely keep in touch, man. As far as like, I'm definitely in the college space just as much as I'm in the NFL space. I know that the Florida Georgia game, and I know people on the Florida Georgia committee. I don't know too many games that got Hall of Fames of the game, so I just think that what else could you? I'm always saying, what can we add to the game that's not there, and having an Immortals or whatever you want to call it. I'm not even telling you what to say. I just, to be quite honest with you, I'm being selfish. If no one else gets one but me, I'm like, well, y'all could have had one of these. Boop. But Jordan, so because I'm never here to limit your creativity, sir. But man, keep doing what you're doing. You're a hell of an artist. I wish I played for Philly now, just so I can say, hey man, I could have got me some art done. But no, man, your stuff is dope. I mean, and the way I don't know how y'all do the meetups with the cameraman. That stuff works because it looks like I'm like, wait a minute, what did Jordan? When I saw you, I was like, that better not be Saquon getting this guy meeting Saquon in the Target parking lot to get his man God, but it's all
Target parking lot. There was, but nah, it's funny, and a lot of that is spontaneous. So it's always good when I do have a camera to capture it. So.
But Jordan, appreciate you hopping on. We definitely got to have you back on here again in the future, talking some football and things of that nature. Keep, as Ben saying, keep doing what you're doing. If there's anything we can help you with, anyone we can connect you with, don't hesitate. I'd love to help you out in any way we can.
Yeah, much appreciated, guys. Thank you for having me on, and hit me up anytime.
Sounds like a plan. You have a good one, my friend.
You too, guys. Peace.
Peace out. All right, everyone. That was Mr. Jordan Spector. He's, the painter, the card maker to the Stars here in Philadelphia. Hopefully, even more than that in the coming weeks and months moving forward. So, definitely looking forward to seeing some of the new stuff Jordan comes out with. Obviously he's just let you all know he's got a whole lot more stuff coming out for you Eagles fans. So,
he's definitely booked me busy these days, no doubt.
So we'll just say this: don't blow all your tax return money on going to partying, doing stuff like that. Make sure you show Jordan some love. Obviously, loved having him on here today, picking his brain on a few things. Let's get into some of these sports topics and things of that nature. We were talking about the NCAA tournament and things of that nature. Ben's team got the nod, got their third championship. They're one of the only college team to win three NCAA men's basketball championships and three NCAA football championships. So definitely got to give the Gators some love there. But the Houston basketball team's got some problems.
Yeah.
they done messed up. They done gave absolutely no love to their legend Hakeem Olajuwon when they got down to the Final Four game and things of that nature. They won, and the idiots that down there on courtside didn't know who Hakeem Olajuwon was and did not let him celebrate with the team. What is going on here?
Number one, the fact that these type of things even like. Don't you, Hakeem Olajuwon, the greatest Houston Cougar ever, right? You're not going to let him celebrate? And look at all these people around him. Somebody's yelling, that's Hakeem Olajuwon, whether that's somebody that works there, whether that's a random fan. And is it going to – I blame that on the PR department, the security, and Houston's, like assistant coaches. Somebody should look at him and go, that's Hakeem Olajuwon, man. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean what I mean? That's like, if North Carolina just won the championship, somebody gonna hold Michael Jordan back? No. If Duke win the championship, are they gonna hold Grant Hill back? No. It's like, what are we doing? Number one, the goal is to bring your old stars back. And then when you do, whoa, 7 foot man. What you doing here? What who are you? I'm Hakeem Olajuwon. Who? That's ridiculous. Look, when you get a new job with these places, you're supposed to know, hey, there's certain Hakeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler. You're supposed to know who these people are. Why? Because you let them in. They don't need a ticket. Patrick Ewing was not let in Madison Square Garden when he was the head coach of Georgetown. Who are these people we're hiring? What is going on? And look at them. Whoa. Sir, you want to do your job that bad? And then some random YouTube star or TikToker. Hey, what's up, TikTok star?
Yeah, he's walking around.
Yeah, just you rather go see Houston. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop. Let's stop. Listen, most places have very recognizable stars. Guess what? They're not 7 feet tall. He's 7 feet tall. Even if I didn't know who this was, he got to be. He could have been somebody's daddy on the team. Who knows? Listen, Houston, do better. Because guess what? I'm not saying Hakeem Olajuwon wasn't rooting for y'all in the championship. I'm just saying he don't really want y'all to win because he can't enjoy it. He ain't gonna get let back in the locker room. So yeah, that's crazy. That's bad. That's all.
It's bad, man. It really was, and that's just not just bad optics. It's just bad all the way around. You guys fall short and everything else, and then you can't even give one of your alumni the respect that he deserves, so to speak, and then even more nonsense going on in the sports world. I got to touch on this one. I don't know if you've seen this, but now Lamar is now trying to sue because he already tried to sue Troy Aikman. Now he's trying to sue Dale Earnhardt for the likeness of the number 8. So what? No one else is allowed to wear 8, but Lamar Jackson now. What are we doing?
Listen, Lamar, I love you. Now, the whole thing with Troy Aikman, it was funny. I don't. Did your team not tell you who Dale Earnhardt is? Did they not tell you there's money and then there's Dale Earnhardt? Dale Earnhardt been making money so long. He's been number 8 so long that even if he wanted to give it away, if the trademark people said, "Who is this? This Lamar Jackson, man. I want to trademark number 8." Like the number 8, yeah. I mean, okay, but here's the thing, yeah. Just because you're trademarking it, you ain't been here long enough to take it from him. Matter of fact, you got your money, go to court. And you're going to take every dime you got. Certain things aren't worth it. I'm going to tell you why. Dude, listen. Brandon Moss, we know he's number 84, right? Jerry Rice, we know he's number 80, right? Michael Jordan, we know he's number 23. They're not suing people because they wearing it. Really? Lamar, look. You didn't win the Super Bowl yet. You didn't win the MVP. You finding something to do with your time. Do something else, man. Like, do something. This is teetering on that Aaron Rodgers. I need publicity. Ain't nobody talk about me stuff, so I need to make that. Love you, Lamar. But go to Baltimore. Listen, when you got your new contract, you went to the Baltimore like a downtown or like a park. They gave all the kids ice cream. You rent out an ice cream truck. Go do that. You don't. Okay. you're Lamar Jackson Sr. I don't know if you got a son or not. That is Dale Earnhardt Jr. His daddy. Lamar, leave NASCAR alone. You ain't gonna win this one. Now pick somebody else. When Dale Earnhardt, they told Dale Earnhardt about you, he said, what do you do? He play football. He's a football player? Yeah, for who? Baltimore Ravens. What position? Quarterback. Everybody knows who Dale Earnhardt is. Whether you watch NASCAR or not. Right? You don't got to watch NASCAR, that's Dale Earnhardt. The son of the Eliminator, whatever they call him, the Terminator, the Eliminator. I can't remember what they call his daddy. You're gonna lose the Intimidator. Yeah. So you can't intimidate her. You can't intimidate the Intimidator Junior. Okay, I'm just Dale Earnhardt. He's like, man, I'm not even. Dale Earnhardt's not entertaining this, by the way. We're talking about it, but you see how Dale Earnhardt was sitting outside his car like this? Yeah, that's how worried he is about this whole situation. Dale Earnhardt has cars in his garage, wherever he lives, probably in like Kentucky or Tennessee somewhere, worth millions of dollars. Millions. He ain't.
That would be like Dale Earnhardt's estate, like sitting there saying, like, you can't use the number 3 for anything. Like, I mean, it's just this is just ridiculous at this point in time. And like, I like you said, I love Lamar and things of that nature. That this is a fruitless battle. You're throwing money at something that you have no need to argue about. You're never going to get a trademark on the number 8 unless it says Lamar 8.
Yeah, if it
That's
says
the only way you can trademark it.
Yeah, it's Lamar. I don't hold on. Let me because see some of this stuff. Let's see. Lamar's in his 20s. Dale Earnhardt is because the fact that this kind of stuff even make the news. The trademark people like, dude, he's really trying to do this. Like he's really Dale Earnhardt. Listen, man, Dale Earnhardt to be 51 years old and shit. Listen, Dale Earnhardt is old enough to be your pops, Lamar. Listen to me. Listen. Dale Earnhardt had more money than most people before he ever started racing. He was already a household name before he ever hit the track. Listen, if Dale Earnhardt came to a Baltimore Ravens game, they're going to find him on the cameraman. There go Dale Earnhardt because he's Dale Earnhardt. You a football fan? No, I just want to see the young fella who was trying to sue me. That's him right there. And guess what? After the game, they're going to bring him in the locker room. They're going to say, hey, Dale, this is Lamar. Oh, hey, y'all going to take pictures. And Dale Earnhardt going to say, don't do this, young man. It ain't worth it. Go beat Pat Mahomes or Justin Herbert and all that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Now, to change gears here.
Yes.
So we can talk about your Falcons in a light that you refer to talk to them. Julio Jones officially announced his retirement this week. Obviously, us in Philadelphia, we like them looking like this in the Kelly green. But obviously AJ Brown, gave, as he called it, his unk some love right there as he retired. That's somebody who he looked up to during his time when they were there in Tennessee and things of that nature. We've been talking about it over the last few weeks of, Hall of Fame worthy guys and stuff like that. Do you think, regardless of, Julio didn't get his Super Bowl, appeared in one, but, being there with Matt Ryan, stuff down there in Atlanta, do you feel like he not only, welcome his retirement, do you think in, 5-10 years, will he get his gold jacket?
100%. 100%. Julio Jones, man, I remember going back to that draft. Him and AJ Green out of Georgia. They went like back to back, like 4 and 5. And Julio Jones, man, he did something for the Atlanta Falcons receiver position. Love Roddy White. Julio took it to another level. Julio had 300.
I don't even consider Roddy White. The one I give before that is Andre Rison.
Yeah, listen, Andre Rison, Roddy White. Julio took it to another level, man. He took it to stratospheres we didn't know imaginable. Obviously, at the tail end of his career, playing for the Titans, playing for the Bucks, playing for the Eagles, he's when you see what AJ Brown says about him, that's how he is revered by most football players, regardless of position, regardless of offense, defense. Julio Jones was Freddy Krueger in a uniform, man. Big, fast, explosive. Listen, remember we were talking about Devonta Smith saying he's the greatest college wide receiver ever? You think Devonta Smith was better than Julio at Alabama? You see what I'm saying? And I love you, Devonta. But Julio Jones was respected by everybody in the stadium, whether it was a home or away. When Julio Jones step out there, that's Julio Jones right there, man. Like that dude he's a monster. So I was happy that he announced his retirement. You know, he was, he talking about the city, but he's played for a lot of franchises. Julio Jones' impact on the game is solidified because when you're talking about wide receivers and you're going around the room, you're saying, all right, Hall of Famer, no. You go, Julio Jones. Oh, yeah. Hall of Famer. Oh, yeah. That dude right there. And then you go into a story of a game you seen him play and do this. But, yeah, I'm happy for him. He exhausted every single ounce of ability and gifts and talents that he had. And if people talk about catches, go back to the Super Bowl when they played against New England. On the sideline, I am still trying to figure out how he got both feet.
Oh, that catch was
sick. But no, amazing. Man, I'm happy for Julio, man, and he did it the right way. Julio Jones was a non-controversial, non-diva superstar because he was a superstar. Never heard anything about him throwing his teammates under the bus, talking about his quarterback, talking about the offense, talking about the offensive play calling. And to me, that's the rarest thing. Never, ever made it about him, right? Yes, he had the contract negotiation situation in Atlanta, but everybody want their money. But never made it about him, man. And everybody played with him. And he showed love to Roddy White and Harry Douglas, who taught him the ropes of how being a pro. He gave a shout out to, Matty Ice. And like I say, for A.J. Brown to say what he said about Julio, A.J. Brown is not the only player who grew up wanting to be a Julio. And then when you see the way you see the way A.J. Brown plays, does remind you of Julio. Big, fast, ferocious receiver. And with the ball in their hands, boy, they turned into somebody different. So congratulations to that man. Incredible career. Julio was a Hall of Famer had he never went to Philly, had he never went to Tampa, had he never went to Tennessee. He was a Hall of Famer when he left Atlanta. It was hard to see him go, but shout out to that man. Shout out to him.
Yeah, I think he's a tweener as far as the Hall of Fame stats. We've already said on here, stats ain't everything. But,
it ain't. It's when he's out there. A Hall of Famer is a person you got the game plan for. You don't got the game plan for Julio. I'm talking about prime Julio Jones is coming to town. Them DBs talking trash. Harry Douglas, we can get right. No, when Richard Sherman was in his prime, and he was talking about how Roddy White, they have to move him around. Harry Douglas plays in the slot. What about Julio? That's a different man. That's a man right now. They don't even want to say nothing crazy about him because they got to see him. So if Julio Jones ain't a Hall of Famer, man, let's just stop putting receivers in. Because the numbers are one thing. The eye test is another thing. The impact is everything. Did he impact the game? Can you talk about the wide receiver position without talking about Julio? You can't. So he'll get in. And shout out to Sterling Sharp who finally got in. It took him way too long, but I think Julio Jones. I think he definitely gets in. First ballot or not, he will get in. He will get in.
Yeah, I think he will, regardless. At some point, like I said, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it takes. I think he will get in. But and then some non-push rule changes we got to talk about. I don't know if you've seen it, but we ain't got no more chain gang, brother. There's going to be a new marking system. They're going to switch to like a camera-based system. I mean, obviously, the chain gang is still going to be there as a secondary backup, but now I guess some things that you grew up at as a player looking at and things of that nature, you think this is a good thing for it? Obviously they're still going to be there on the sidelines and things of that nature, but you think this is the way to go moving forward? So there is no human error, so to speak.
No, I don't think it's the way forward because I think technology, while it is a great asset to have, I don't think it's what you're supposed to use as a default. Because the chain game, I mean, once again, you taking jobs and opportunities away from people who, just like we got football legacies, just like we got, you got chain gang legacy. You got people that say, man, my whole family, did this and things that human error is a part of the game because you got humans playing the game. So the human error is not something that you're going to like if your team is the one that felt the error, but it happens, man. Technology is cool, man, but technology is not supposed – you use the technology to replace people. That's the part I don't like. And hopefully, man, hopefully it'll be like, a bunch of these electric vehicles, man, they just be messing up, and then you have to go back, to humans. But yeah, it is, another way to save a buck, to make us look like we're more technology advanced than everybody else. We're not. It's a chain gang, man. Really? So pretty soon, we're going to have robotic refs too? I'm just saying, man. I mean, it's what they've decided.
Won't be corruptible at that point in time.
Oh yeah, we'll listen. We it's going to be they're going to be experimenting with it to see how it goes. Is it really? It's saving 10 seconds. Is it? I mean, really? We'll see. But that's what we're going to do moving forward. Hopefully, they'll be willing to go back if it doesn't indeed do what they think it's going
I
to do.
mean, sometimes technology is good, sometimes it's bad. Obviously, we're seeing the the stuff going on in Major League Baseball as they're phasing out umpires and things of that nature over the next few years and stuff like that. So it's like good, there's good parts of it, there's bad parts of it, like you're talking about. You have, as I'm bringing up baseball as a reference, you could have guys who've been, their whole, their family trees, umpires. My daddy's been an umpire. This is what I've done. My family's done for the last 100 years, so to speak. So it's like you are going to be taking jobs away from somebody, but like you said, they're already going to be there on the field as backup regardless. So, so we don't know if there's going to be technology errors, just like we have human errors. So it's like you have to make sure all your bases are covered. But it's interesting to see stuff like that, coming out of what happened at the winter meetings. Obviously, we've been beating the tush push thing to death, and now I've came across this. That Buffalo was basically using comments that Jason Kelsey had said about it being grueling as their premise to why they were citing player safety, which is utter nonsense that we're even talking about this. Because how are we talking player safety when the NFL just changed the rules for kickoff to penalize the team for kickoff when we have actual proof that the kickoff is one of the worst plays that we have in the NFL?
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing, right? Football is brutal. The game itself is brutal. So when someone says you're trying to make one play brutal, no. The Philadelphia Eagles have come up with the skyhook of football plays. You cannot stop it. The NFL doesn't like it when you have an unstoppable play. But here's the thing: Did the Eagles sue the NFL for trademark infringement, like Lamar Jackson and Dale Earnhardt? No, anybody can use it. Anybody can do it. And guess who does the tush push more than Philly? Buffalo. It just doesn't work. They try to use Kincaid. They try to use, the freaking, Dawson and those guys. And guess what? You got a 255-pound quarterback who just came off an MVP season. He can't get it? Nope. Kelsey isn't even there no more. New center, same result. Tush push, Super Bowl. The Eagles are saying, once again, it's because who's doing it, not that is being done. Michael Jackson did not invent the moonwalk. He perfected it. The Philadelphia Eagles did not invent the tush push. They perfected it. And you don't like the fact, it's like this. If I came by a trash can and I saw you throw it in the trash and I took it and then you saw it again and it's doing what you wanted to do when you had it, don't get mad at me. I just took it to a place. Hey, man, that's my couch. No. I saw you throw it in the trash. I let you walk off, go in the house, and I took it out. It just now, I refurbished it with leather. It looks nice because you came in the house and sat on it. You like, this is my couch. How the hell is this your couch doing trash? So I don't like when they try to twist people's words. But isn't the goal of football to come up with plays that can't nobody stop? The goal is to get plays that's unstoppable. Now we want to be unstoppable, but Saquon Barkley's unstoppable. You're gonna make him Saquon, don't run like that. It's because it's fit. If this was New England, if this was Kansas City, right? Let me tell you something. If Peyton Manning was doing this with the Colts, no one says a word. If Tom Brady was doing this with New England, no one says a word, right? If oh my God, if the poster boy Patrick Mahomes was doing this with Kansas City, oh my God, these announcers, he is the greatest player with the greatest play. No, it's Jalen Hurts. Not everybody's cup of tea. But guess what? You know it's coming. I know it's coming. I know what a quarterback. This is a.
Well, this is why. I mean, I'm gonna say that this is why, right? So we're sitting there looking at the numbers, right? Jalen's got more rushing touchdowns than Christian McCaffrey. This is why they're hating on him. This is why they want it. They don't want it no more. Yeah. When he's beating the star running back in numbers.
When Jalen Hurts, Cam Newton, let's see, Michael Vick has the most rushing yard. No. Is it still Michael Vick? No, I think that's Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson got the most rushing yards in NFL history. Cam Newton got the most rushing touchdowns. He got 75. Right?
He ain't that far off.
Listen, Jalen is coming. People, listen to me. Listen. Sometimes the guy who's gonna be the face wasn't a part of the PR meeting. His name didn't come up because he was a second-round pick, right? Well, the guy who was the guy when he got there was a backup at Kansas City. That's Carson Wentz. Sometimes when people say the NFL is scripted, no, it ain't. Because if it was, you know who ripped it up? The Eagles and Jalen Hurts. Man, give me that script. Ripped it up. Right? I'm not doing that. Hey, Jalen, listen. I know the first time you played Kansas City, man, you outplayed Patrick Mahomes. That wasn't in the script, Jalen. The script said he's supposed to outplay you. But we appreciate you still letting them kick the field goal. So this time they're going for the 3-peat. Nope. We're going to start our 3-peat. How about that? We're going to rip theirs up. Start ours. If you don't like the tush push, watch something else. Do something else. Because, I mean, I'm just saying, it's like people get mad when people are unstoppable. Well, it's a play that's unstoppable that the Philadelphia Eagles can go do a clinic. We're going to do a clinic on the tush push. We're going to show everybody how to do it. But we don't do it like y'all. I know. But I'm showing you how it's done, right?
Listen, I'm telling you, it starts up front. It starts up front. We've had the best offensive line in football over the last 10 years. You just can't get to it. You know, the Statland University just keeps winning and winning. You're going to see again this year where we're going to have another guard at right guard, and they still going to do it.
Yep. Well, the guard from Houston. The guard from Houston get to know what it's like. They say, hey, man, what is it like to be a part of? I said, listen, y'all, you're a part of a winning organization, so to speak, in Houston. You want to know what it's like to be a part of the best organization? Come on over to Philly. There's a huge difference. You just got to get used to the cold, young man. Because it's gonna get cold. It's gonna get cold.
Yeah, I mean, it is gonna get cold. They'll get used to it, and listen, you know, hopefully when they reconvene, they realize how much idiots they look like, and just, you know, let's just let this die.
yeah, because what if Philly come up with another play that they can't stop? They gonna ban that too? No, man, you ban PEDs. You ban substances that can hurt your body. You don't ban plays. You make plays, and that's what they're doing. They got the best. This is the skyhook of football. They are the Keem Elijah. This is the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar version of the skyhook over here with Philly. And y'all mad? Who's doing it? You're not mad.
And here's even more. I don't know if you've seen this one. Buffalo just mad in general at us because now they're sitting there saying Saquon Barkley is the reason that they haven't signed James Cook. What? Stop playing with me. Buffalo needs to stop. Sean McDermott needs to stop. Like, this is getting out of hand.
So so the young man goes out, earns his contract, and you see what having an elite running back does, not just for your offense, but for your team. You see what not having one does for your team, you know, New York Football Giants. So now, y'all playing with this man's emotions, y'all playing with this man's money, because Saquon's the reason why. Well, Saquon should be the reason why you are doing it. That's called, listen, there's a big garden in Buffalo called the Common Sense Garden. No one from Buffalo drives by there. No one picks out no flowers from there. You drive right by it to the garden called Dumb as Hell. This is the Dumb as Hell garden. Look at all these people out here. No. If you're not signing this man, it's because you never wanted to sign him. Saquon Barkley just proved, and Derrick Henry just proved, having an elite running back is one of the greatest things you can do for your offense, your running game, and your team. And if you don't want James Cook, somebody will. I hope somebody snatches him. They're going to try to franchise him. So they got exclusive rights to him. But come on, Sean McDermott. Y'all are already looking like, some of the biggest clowns in football with all this. I think we should take it away. Then somebody said, but you guys run it more than Philly. We don't want to talk about that. So you guys run it more than Philly, but you're not successful at it. That's what you're really saying. You mean to tell me you're 6'5", 255-pound quarterback who just came off the MVP season, a brand new contract, can't do it? I know what I got it. Because Jalen Hurts just made the regular season MVP irrelevant. Nothing makes it even more irrelevant when Mr. MVP can't do what Super Bowl MVP can do. Because when Jalen Hurts was a second-team All-Pro, he didn't win MVP. When he was a second-team All-Pro, he didn't win MVP. But when Josh Allen was second-team All-Pro, he wins MVP. Well, who hoisted up that trophy? Oh, that would be Jalen. And guess what? Listen, Philly, first play from scrimmage should be a tush push. Second play from scrimmage should be a tush push. Your first drive of the season just to piss everybody off. We'll see, though. But
they're going to give up a whole drive just in case. Yeah. But, I think that this is going to motivate this team to do it even more now. And I'm all for it. I'm all for at least a little pettiness. That's just the Philadelphian in us. But speaking of just taking things to another level, did you see this, man? Did you see?
I did. I did.
Cooper working with Fanatics.
I did, man.
It's over, man.
I did. I appreciate, man. I appreciate Patrick Surtain so much for this because I think the biggest misconception about big time. Yes, he's coming off defensive MVP of the league. People think that you don't share the wealth. Well, of course you can. Sharing the wealth of knowledge is what mentorship is, man. I'm sharing the wealth of knowledge. It shortens the learning curve. Cooper DeJean is saying, look, man, number one, it's Cooper reaching out to Patrick and saying, listen, man, I admire your game, man. And I want to have the success. I want to have the success you've had individually to help my team collectively. And the fact that you just won MVP at cornerback lets me know that they ain't shying away from what we're doing on the outside. So if you thought if Cooper DeJean was he was getting mentored by Darius Slay. No doubt in my mind. Now Patrick Surtain is saying, look, man, you a bad boy in that slot. You a bad boy. But let them know I can play on that outside all day. Let's put me on this island. Because the best cornerbacks want the best receiver, no safety help. It's just you and him.
I actually think what he was doing this past year is harder, nickel, because you wind up getting tight end, you wind up in the slot 9 times out of 10. You're going against the fastest guy on the field 9 times out of 10. And I don't know if you've seen it. Vic wants to keep him there. So
yeah. You want to keep your best. You want to Cooper he makes it so that you can do a lot. He can blitz. He can stop the run. He can cover. I mean, he makes it so I can cover a slot receiver. I can cover a tight end. I can cover a running back out the backfield. He can do a lot. Well, Patrick Surtain is showing Cooper how to do it, saying, look, man, you got to own the slot position. You don't want to be the slot corner. You want to be the premier slot corner. Because what happens is when Wes Welker leaves Miami and he goes to New England, he became the premier slot receiver. He's getting first team all pros at slot receiver. Because what you want to say is, well, you mean to tell me I can be a first team all pro at the slot? If you play the way I know you can play, yeah.
Wes Welker made sure a guy like Julian Edelman had a career.
Exactly. So and the thing about Patrick Surtain is telling Cooper, listen, man, you are on the premier team in football right now. You are at a premier position on a premier team, on a premier defense. You can reshape how the slot cornerback position is viewed, paid, and played. So, and I like it. I know they do tight end, George Kittle and Travis Kelce, and those guys. They have those guys up there in Nashville. I think the fraternity of your position is incredible. And shout out to Patrick Surtain, man, because people always think that, big-time players have big-time egos. They don't want to share anything. I'm going to keep saying this. The best players have mentors. And mentors don't always come from your squad. We were just talking about that with Christy Jones.
Yep.
Urban Fryer, man. I had Aaron Kinney. You got a shot to be a great player when a great player mentors you. And a great player mentoring you doesn't mean they're going to be an all-pro. Doesn't mean they're going to be Super Bowl champions. But I think you can learn a little something from the defensive MVP. You can't learn from him. Who can you learn from? So shout out to Cooper. Shout out to Patrick Surtain. And like I said, Cooper said, hey, man, I picked off Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl my rookie year. I don't want to lose that feeling. Well, how do I make more plays? Let me show you how. Put you around that ball.
Yeah, listen, obviously, Slade talks about, Q and Coop in a way that he calls them his kids. So, yeah, obviously Slade had a lot of part into how they were integrated into the defense so fastly. But yeah, absolutely, Coop making sure that he's sucking up knowledge from whoever wants to give him. And yeah, we've been beating on this drum, like you have to have your mentors, you have to have your guys to help you. In for somebody like Coop to be sitting there working with Patrick saying after the year that he just had, like, yeah, you want to be able to both of them kind of pull stuff off each other. So it's going to be interesting. Love to see the camaraderie continue and continue to build, like, regardless if it's in team, regardless, like you've been sitting there seeing a lot of stuff. Some of these guys do stuff in the off season. You have the O-line masterminds thing, Lane Johnson and all that.
Yeah.
Like, you want to see your position guys all kind of get together and learn and pass things down and things like that nature. So it's something that, as a fan, as a former player yourself, like, it's something you have to, like, admire, smile, and be like, that's how it's done. That's how it's done. And speaking of weird situations, did you see that the Anthony Edwards situation, brother?
Yeah, I did.
And you know what? Bravo to him, because I don't know if people seen this. This is the woman that trapped him. And I absolutely mean trapped him. He paid her money to have the abortion. He had not want to have a kid. He was already having kids. And she just spent the money and did whatever she wanted to him, and then try to trap them again. So what did Anthony Edwards do? He went to the court system, was like, you know what? How much is the bill? I'm paying it now. She was trying to bring up, his net worth, this, that. No. So he paid the whole thing off now. Ain't gonna have to deal with it 18 years. And now that woman's got to tell that child that whatever she's gonna. I hope she doesn't try to spin it like he was this absentee dad.
Of course. He's
30 some odd years old. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards. Do I think Anthony Edwards going to be in that kid's life? Yes. Do I think Anthony Edwards when you talk about he's in a position to do what he did, so he did it. And he says, look, I'm not finna be, she's unemployed. Talk about my net worth. Well, here's the thing. Okay, she can talk about my net worth. What is she doing right now? So he is saying, look, I'm making this, tell me how much it is. I'm gonna give it to her right now. Because he goes, look, I hope the money does for her what she thinks it's gonna do for her. I do not know the young lady. I don't know the whole situation. I can't respect what Anthony Edwards did. And I just think that when it comes to these situations, just like we were talking about Xavier Worthy, you know what I'm saying? A little, sometimes it's like when you are a professional athlete, the reason why professional athletes are so skeptical, question so much, is because of stuff like this. Now, underneath it all, Anthony Edwards is an ordinary dude, but he has an extraordinary life, an extraordinary career, an extraordinary limelight. But he also says this: I'm not going to be in and out of the court system because of my child's mother. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take advantage of this. I'm going to go to court. I'm going to tell the judge, what's the bill? I'm going to write the check out. Done. Over with. That way, when I'm making future dollars, whether in endorsements, he's going to definitely sign, max contracts as the type of player he is. I'm not doing this because the judicial system, when it comes to courts and it comes to child support, is not a fair system. But instead of him trying to go in there and say, woe is me, he said, okay, that is my child. Regardless of what, my child had nothing to do with what the decision me and my child's mother made. So if I gave her this to do this and she decided to do that, It's her body. We understand it. We ain't taking that away from her. You know, she definitely has that right. But he said, let me control what I can control. What I can control is my money and how it's going to be dished out. So he did his thing, and now he can go about. And like I said, I do think it's going to be a part of that kid's life. I mean, 18 years is a long time. You know, people forgive, people move on. You know, the same energy you got when you're young ain't the same as you get older. But but the fact that celebrities' personal lives makes national news, because these are things that happen every day, by the way. But everybody ain't Anthony Edwards. Everybody number one overall pick, Ant-Man, Olympian, I get it. But he said, look, man, just go ahead and squash this. Let's go see the judge. Let's go handle it, and let's go home. I respect it.
What up, brother?
What up, guys?
Tell him.
Putting out fires like a goddamn fireman.
Hey, man, it's what we do. It's what we do.
Ben, I got a story for you that you need to hear. This is breaking news. Okay, let's talk to the manager. Right?
Uh-huh.
I had an HOA president send me a nuisance letter yesterday stating that my marijuana smoke is stressful and inconvenient.
I mean, number one, that is the opposite of what marijuana smoke does.
And now I sent it to Steven. Now I have blocked out my set address. This is the most Karen letter I've ever received in my entire life. I'm speechless.
No. This is a very simple explanation. People can smell that good stuff you be chiefing on, and this is another way of saying, hey man, like, can I come by? Can I? I mean, that's what this sounds like. This sounds like, number one, the likelihood of your HOA person living close enough to you, they might live close by. Or maybe the next door neighbor to you said, invite HOA, said, just smell this. Like, oh my God.
Damn, dude, our shit sucks.
This is what's his name? His name is JB, man. He got this thing called, you know what I'm saying? Like Just Blaze Clothing, man. He worked with UFC fighters, but he be over there, so he got all over here. Yeah.
Well, nothing for sale here, fully medical, just for the record. PSA of the day.
But hold on, but here's the thing. Aren't you're in your home though, right? The privacy
in your own home, right? And look, here's where it really burns my thing, right? I could have an alcoholic beverage on my balcony till the cats come home, right? As long as you're not acting full, right? The second, and you can indulge in a tobacco cigarette that is polluting the airways, whatever, right? But when somebody decides to use the God's green earth planet that's been here since before the day of time, right? Stop hating, appreciate.
JB, you got that stuff. You listen, I'm not, I mean, I know a lot of my friends, man, that indulge in it. You got that stuff. You got that people just walking their dog by your house that don't even walk their dog, walking all slow, hoping to catch eye contact with you. You go, what's up, JB? Hey, how you doing? No. The dog looking at you like, just give him some.
Bro, but I thought of you right away when I got the email. Can I speak to the manager?
I mean, listen, at the end, listen, there are people in this life, right? There are more non-police officers asking people for their license and registration. Like, what's your name? Give me your ID. Who the hell are you? Chad?
All I gotta say is hopefully Trump does what he says he's gonna do and destroy all the HOAs.
You know, I mean, I'm just saying.
Ben, I don't know if you have history.
My neighborhood ain't got no. Listen, me and my wife, we ain't got no HOA, and we got a freaking golf course at the beginning of our freaking neighborhood. I don't play golf, people. So don't be you play golf. Hell no, I do not have 5 hours to walk around in the sun. No. Anyway, no, man. It's just certain people's lives If we just being honest, are very miserable. If you want to be the HOA because you used to be the hall monitor, and you want to just send people letters. I used to get now the neighborhood I used to live in, where I used to live, I got a bunch of HOA stuff saying, "Ben, you driving too fast in the neighborhood." How you know? Somebody told me. What somebody? Somebody told me you were driving too fast. What is considered fast?
They got a speed. You got a speed gun?
Yeah. Then I say. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, if an anonymous person told you that I was driving fast, I'm anonymous. How you know that was me driving? Did they see me get out of the car? How do they know who I am? Sir, I don't even know who you are. So do me a favor. Stop sending me letters before I start assuming who did it. And then I just start driving in their yard, driving on the, I ain't do that. I'm just saying it's a lot of Karens and Chads have fraternities and sororities around here. They got groups. And they be like, hey, did anybody send in a letter to anybody this week? Did anybody tell on anybody? Well, you're not doing your job. Man, get out of here.
Definitely want to change gears here real quick. I don't know if either one of you guys seen this one. Man, here we go. Because the rumor is they're not going to give the fifth-year option to Jordan Davis. Now that could just mean that they're going to restructure and or pay him. But yeah, that's just a weird one to me, my friend.
Yeah, I think let's see. Let me Jordan Davis. Wait. Excuse me. Thank you. I'm just saying every time. So I'm just disrespectful. If it wasn't Howie, I would question it. But I think I'm looking at Jordan Davis's. Yeah, I see what it is. Jordan Davis has 3.5 sacks. So they're saying, look, man, Jalen Carter has hurt Jordan Davis because Jordan Davis in college was good Lord. And I think the thing about it is, Steven, that they're saying, look, man, we need you to be more of a disruptor in the pass game than just in the run game. We understand you're a big man and you take up 2 blockers, but because the standard of D-line play has gone up, we talk about how great y'all O-line has been the last 10 years. Y'all D-line has not slouched at all. So I think it's more or less, hey, man, prove to us that you're worthy of a new contract and we'll give it to you. But as of right now, we're not going to give you your 5th-year option because we don't want you to know I got another year without having to prove it. We want you to prove it. And when you got Jalen Carter, only been in the league 2 years, already a freaking first-team All-Pro, and you got drafted before him a year before. So, yeah, I think that's what it is. Guys like Howard, GMs, D-line coaches, D coordinators, head coaches, they have to find a different way to motivate players. I think hopefully it'll be a rallying cry for Jordan Davis to say, look, man, you see what Milton Williams just did? You might want to get on. And I don't think Milton Williams is the same player you are. I think you might be, So, but like I say, and you know what Jordan Davis know this? Jordan, if you don't want to be here, we got truckloads of D tackles that do. And I'm not saying he don't, but production is what keep you around, not potential. Potential was what gets you here.
I think he's more your run stuffer than a pass rusher is anyways. Yeah. I think that's where he makes more of his bones. But I still think people are remembering, a few years ago, he came in overweight.
That's what I'm trying to think too is like how is the weight? Because if you come in as a rookie overweight, you spend the rest of your career trying to keep your weight down. But look, man, you a pro. So keeping the weight off is a part of your job description now. And like I said, I'm not inside those walls, but a team that's winning Super Bowls, that's trending upward, they ain't waiting on nobody. CJ Gardner-Johnson let you know that, right? So Milton Williams, move on. Josh Sweat, move on. You know what I'm saying? So Hassan Reddick. I mean, we're going to be good no matter who's in these seats. Jordan, we want you to be here because we drafted you. But you know who else is out playing Jordan? The guy who went in the same draft as him. No, next year. That will be Nolan Smith. They're starting to judge you by how you get to that QB. And Jordan, you're going to have to, because Jalen Carter is a man-child. So the fact that the guy you play next to, you got a year on him. So that's probably what from the weight to the, to the professionalism, I don't know, but They already put out. Listen, we're not gonna give you a 50 option. So if you hear past 4 years, that means we've given you a contract extension for which you would have earned, and this is year 4, so you get to show and prove, sir.
Yeah, I think. But you got to remember, draft's coming up. A lot of people talking the Eagles are involved in trade talks with this and that, and when you see something like that,
he might be a trade candidate now. Somebody is snatching. Somebody definitely.
Yeah,
snatching.
I think so. Just the fact that regardless if he's got the sack numbers and things like that, he is an absolute run stuffer. He's one of the reasons why we've had one of the better run stopping defenses over the past few years. So I'm not going to completely tear him down and try to say he's not this, he's not that, but I know what he is. Yeah. And I still think what he brings is invaluable. Do I think he should be getting $10 million? No, I don't. I do think he still has to have some type of prove it to me. I just felt it weird when I seen that he wasn't getting the 5th-year option, and that's setting my antennas off. I'm like, oh man, we about to move on from one of them.
Yeah.
So
Hey, listen. I know how it makes it look like you can keep everybody, but you can't. I know he makes it look like you can, but you can't keep it. And the ones we keep are the ones that's made it easy for us to renegotiate and keep them. That's why Lane Johnson got a contract extension. Devonta Smith got his contract extension last year. AJ Brown got a contract extension. Jalen Hurts got his. We don't give contract extensions because you're a nice guy. We give you a contract extension because you him, and we want to keep him around. So we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Obviously, getting closer to the draft over the next few weeks, we're going to be talking a lot more about that. Next week we got Ben Williamson hopping on here, former Minnesota Viking, played with the Eagles for a year, but one of these guys that'll give us some insight. We're working on a few more. I was telling Ben as we were coming on, we possibly have another former Miami Hurricane to kind of poke some fun at Ben a little bit more.
Come on,
yeah, we're going to be having some fun here on Just Blade Clothing Network, aka JB Sports, here on the Fan in the End, and Parting Shots as well. Obviously, me and Ben have been doing a lot of work over the last few weeks, so want to kind of close things off here as we're getting ready to end it. I know I had a few more things lined up, but a little bit longer talk with Jordan and things of that nature. We'll get into some of the other stuff that I was going to get into next week. But listen, another great show. Appreciate Ben reaching out to Jordan and always giving us something interesting to talk about and things of that nature. It's good connecting with some more guys in the area, like guys like Jordan. Looking forward to seeing the projects he's got going on. We got a lot more fun stuff here on JB Sports, the Just Blaze Clothing Network, and things of that nature. Hopefully Wally kicks the HOA lady right in the chest. I don't condone violence to women or anything like that, but that I feel for him right there. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Keep doing your thing, JB. If they just mad at you because they ain't you. That's their problem. That's a personal problem. They'll be all right.
Yeah, another fun one. We'll be back next week. Obviously, you catch us here every Wednesday afternoon. People who are paying attention to what we're doing, you can also catch us Tuesday nights on the South Florida Tribunes inside the pigskin. We're always talking a little football. We got some more projects getting ready to launch. I'm going to be doing some writing and things of that nature. I know Ben's about to grab the 2 dogs and then.
It's just a little one. It's Pepper. I got 2 dogs. One named Pepper, one named Kaylee. I love them both. But if you want 2 dogs and you want to have some new dogs in your house, I will Amazon Prime them to you. It will be there overnight.
Well, as always, my friend, it's great talking with you. Great catching up with you. We will be back next week, and everyone appreciate you tuning in and showing us some love. We'll catch you on the flip side, my friend.